Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Saturday yoga recorded session. Well done for coming. We're going to start seated. So if you know that your hips are more relaxed, just sitting up on something, then grab a folded towel or a brick or a block or a cushion or whatever you've got. And just come and take a cross-legged position. Taking a few moments with your eyes closed just to check in. And take your time to get comfortable. So have a little shift of the weight from side to side. See if you can find a position where the weight is even and balanced between the left and the right sit bone. See if you can get the legs, the hip flexors to relax and get heavy. And from that grounded foundation, as you begin to tune into your breath, get a sense of inhaling and rising through the spine to the crown of the head. Exhaling, keeping all of that space in the spine, that sense of lift, as the sit bones root into the earth. And take 3 more breaths like that. Even, steady, smooth inhale, matched with a steady exhale. Finding space and transitioning onto your time on the mat. 2 more rounds. And then gently opening the eyes and keeping the gaze soft, that sense of rooting through the sit bones. And take your right fingertips to the mat beside you and inhale, sweep the left arm alongside your ear. Exhale through the center and inhale back to the side stretch, opening up through the right side. Exhale through the center, inhale to stretch, reach from the sit bones to the fingertips. Good. And just take that from side to side, moving with your breath. Let the breath be the guide to initiate the movement. Feeling the opening through the side body. And just do 2 more to each side. Floating through with the movement, trying to keep the shoulders relaxing away from the ears, even when you're reaching the fingertips over. So you don't want to crowd your neck or scrunch, keep long and spacious through the side body. Last one. And then back to the center, keep the arms lifted. Inhale, palms up. Exhale and twist to the right. Exhale fully, squeezing the belly back. And when you're ready to breathe in, inhale through the center, lifting through the arms, exhale into your twist to the other side. Again, use the breath to initiate your movement. So don't rush into the next breath, the next movement. Take your time to exhale fully here. Inhale fully. Don't rush to breathe out. Exhale into your twist. And do 2 more on each side. Inhaling through the center, again, shoulders away from the ears. Exhaling to the twist. Feeling the spine starting to warm up with the movement. Good, last round. Inhaling, exhaling, twist. Taking your time, inhale through the center and exhale into the last twist. Inhale, once again, lift the arms up. And as you exhale, interlink the fingers in front of you. Let the pelvis tip back so you curl through the spine. As you inhale, sweep the arms behind. You can interlink the hands, rolling the shoulder blades back. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, sweep the arms back round. Let the pelvis tilt backwards. The back curls into a C shape as you reach the fingers away from you. Feel the stretch into the back on the exhale. Inhale, arms sweep round to the back once again. You can either press the fists into the back as you lift the chest, or you might prefer to straighten the arms, squeezing the shoulders. Exhaling, tilting back. Squeeze the belly back on the exhale, feeling the stretch in the spine. Let's do 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe out fully and don't rush. Just begin to move into the inhale when you're ready to breathe in. Lifting the chest with the inhale. Exhaling, allowing the shoulder blades to slide away from each other as the back curls. Good. Last one. Inhale. Exhaling. And then come back up to seated. Just rest the hands on the thighs for a moment. And just take one breath here, rooting down into the pelvis, using the inhale to get space through the spine without tension. Crown of the head lifts. Keep all of that space, side body long as you exhale, feeling rooted. And then bring the hands to the side. Come off your brick or your block or your blanket and just take it out to the side. Take the shoulders over the hands nice and strong. And then take the knees back a little bit and take the feet as wide as the sticky mat. So we're going to come up into downward facing dog. So lift the sit bones high. Don't worry about straightening the legs. Keep a bend in the knees so that you can really get a curl into your low spine. So the pelvis has got the space to tilt forwards. And then begin to tone the belly, the lower ribs. Perhaps you'll feel the outside of the arms drawing down towards the floor as the head releases. So you're in a wide-legged, downward-facing dog. Root through the hands here, looking back at your toes, making sure the neck and the head are easy. And take a couple of breaths. You can begin to see how it is to straighten the knees. It's a little gentler on the hamstrings with the feet wide. But see if you can keep the sit bones lifting. So don't find that you're collapsing into in the front of the body. Stay long and spacious. Great. And then as you inhale, just take the weight forwards, looking to the top of your mat. Come onto the tiptoes in a wide legged plank. Exhale, take the knees down, staying wide. Sit bones back onto a wide knee, wide foot child. Inhale, tuck the toes, come up to the wide-legged down dog. Exhale here. Inhale, forwards into plank. Exhale, knees down and wide, press back into child. Good, inhale, down dog. Exhale here. Inhale, float forwards to plank. Exhale, knees down. Just moving with the breath. Inhale and exhale in the down dog. Inhaling forward to plank. Dropping the knees, exhaling to child. So you're following the movement of your breath. Do 2 more like that. Inhaling, exhaling in down dog. Inhale to float forwards into a wide plank. Exhaling and lowering back to child. Last one, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale and float the sit bones back to the heels. Good. And just take a breath in child's pose. Walk the hands, keeping the sit bones pressing back towards the heels, walking the hands to the right. See if you can relax the belly, relax the head and neck, and breathe into the left side of your body. Just take a breath or 2 here, feeling the space. And then walking back through the center, walk the hands to the left. Sit bones still pressing back towards the heels. And take an inhale into the side body. Breathing into the right lung. And then walk the hands back to the center. Bring the knees under the hips. Tuck the toes, lifting the sit bones, look towards the hands and then walk forwards to the front of your mat. Pause there for a moment, bend the knees, let the Spine release as you lengthen forwards and just sway a little side to side. You can catch hold of the elbows if that feels good. And then steady in the center, ground through the feet, really feel the connection through the feet and begin to roll the spine, keeping the chin down, head relaxed. Bend the knees until you're ready to stand, roll the shoulders, pressing into the feet, straighten the legs, sweep the arms up, inhale, exhale, hands together in front of your heart, lovely. Just look down at your feet for a moment and see if you can get them hip width apart and parallel. Lift up the toes and spread the weight across the balls of your feet so you feel really connected. And then when you're ready, inhale, sweep the arms up. Soften the knees as you fold. Exhale all the way down, let the head release. Inhale, hands to the shins, shoulders draw back. Exhale, take the hands to the floor, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank, the feet are staying hip width apart this time. Drop to the knees, shoulders back, exhale and lower to the floor. Flatten the feet, inhale cobra. Exhaling, tucking the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg really high, square the pelvis to the floor. So you don't want to open the hips, you want both hip bones to be facing down to the earth. On an inhale, step that left foot back and drop the right knee down. Exhale there, lunging deeply. Inhale, sweep the arms up and draw them into a circle, interlinking the hands behind your back. Great. Lift the chest. Lovely. And then as you exhale, step the right foot out to the side. So the left foot is out to the side. The left foot is parallel to the edge of your mat. So you're grounding into that left foot and the foot's in line with the knee. And then as you lengthen the tailbone, rooting down into that left foot. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhaling, take the left hand to the left thigh and hinge over. Feel the opening into the left side of the body. Take a couple of breaths there. You could grasp the right wrist to get a little more length. Try not to twist. So you're lengthening the tailbone, hips are square to the front. Take another breath. And then as you release, take the hands to the floor. Keep the left foot where it is. Inhale to look up. Sit bones lifted, collarbones lifted. Feel the opening in the front of that hip still rooting into the left foot. And then as you exhale, curl the tailbone under the chin, under, pressing into the hands. And then inhale, lift the left arm high. Exhale and thread it through, bending the right elbow. Let's do that again. Inhale, open to the left. Exhale, let the sit bones rise as you thread through to the right. Great. And one more. Inhaling, twist. And exhale, hands to the floor. Bring that left knee in, walk the knees back a little, and then lift back up into downward facing dog. Hold down dog for 2 steady breaths. Feeling the foundations of the pose steady and light. Look towards the hands, step forwards, lifting the collarbones forwards, hands to the shins. Exhale and fold, soften the knees if you need to here. Press down into the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhaling, hands together in front of your heart. Inhale, rise. Exhale, soften the knees as you fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, stepping back to downward facing dog. Inhale, forwards to plank. Exhale, you can keep the knees lifted or drop them down, lowering to the floor. Inhale, cobra. Exhaling, tucking the toes, downward facing dog, lifting the sit bones high. Inhale the right foot high towards the ceiling. Exhaling, hug it in as you step forward. Drop the left knee down. Inhale to lunge, lift the collarbones. Great. And then when you're ready, inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, circle them back, clasp the fingers behind you. Inhale and lift the chest. You can keep the fists pressing into the sacrum, or you can take the hands away. Whatever feels that gives you more opening without straining the shoulders. Another breath here, inhale. Lovely. And then once more, sweep the arms up. Lovely. And try hinging over to the right. So clasping the left wrist, opening through the left side of the body. And then release the hands to the floor and step that right foot out to the side in line with the knee, coming up. Lengthening the tailbone, the pelvis is square to the front. Inhale to lift the arms. Exhale, take the right hand to the thigh and hinge to the right. Take a few breaths here. See if you can breathe into that left side without twisting, without turning to the right. And you might be able to grasp the wrist again and get a little more space in the side of the body. Take a couple of breaths there. And then inhale back to the center. Exhaling, take the hands back down. Inhale, lift the collarbones, lift the sit bones, and feel the inner thigh opening, the front of the hip. Exhale to curl the chin, curl the tailbone, pressing into the floor. Inhale, sweep the right arm up, opening the chest. Exhale, thread that hand through to the left. Inhale, rise. Exhale, twist. Keeping the right foot strong and steady. Inhale and exhale. Take the hand back to the floor. Bring the right knee in. Walk the knees back slightly. Tuck the toes and press back up into downward facing dog. Hold down dog for 2 steady breaths. Finding a steadiness in the pose, a steadiness in the breath. Breathing into the side body. Great. And then on your next inhale, look forwards, step forwards, lifting the heart. Exhale, fold. Inhale, pressing into the floor. Sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands together in front of your heart. And again, inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale and lower. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, press the hands into the floor. You can jump or step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep forwards to plank. Exhale, drop the knees if you need to. And lower to the floor. Inhale, you could be cobra or up dog. Shoulder blades drawing back. Inhaling back up to downward facing dog. Great. Inhale, sweep the left foot to the ceiling. Exhale, step it forwards. Keep the right knee lifted this time. Inhale, arms up. Sweep them behind you as you exhale, interlink the hands. Roll the shoulder blades back. Press into the sacrum, taking the elbows back. And then lifting the inner thigh of that right leg. Can you lunge a little deeper? Good. Can you lengthen the tailbone, drawing the ribs in? Lovely. Squaring the pelvis. And then inhale, sweep the arms up. Grasp the right wrist with the left hand and hinge over to the left. Try not to open the body to the right. You're squaring the pelvis, hugging that left hip back. Breathe into the right side of the body. And then begin to open up. So you're pressing the right foot down into the mat, parallel to the edge of the mat now, warrior 2. Shoulder blades drawing away from the ears, arms hugging into the body, and then lunge a little deeper. Lovely, take another breath. Warrior 2. Inhale again, lift up the chest, long through the sides of the waist. See if you can keep that length in the left side of the body as you take the left elbow to the thigh and sweep the right arm alongside your ear, side angle pose. Great, press really firmly into the right foot. Press into the left foot, draw the belly back, begin to really tone the core. Can you keep length in the left side of the body? Great. So you want lots of energy here. Scissor the legs together. Feel the energy draw from the feet to the core of the pelvis because you need it. Because on your next inhale, you're going to press into both feet really firmly and sweep the left arm alongside your ear. Great. Keep rooting from the pelvis to the back foot. Take another breath. Lovely job. Sweep back up to Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. And then bring the left heel in, toes out. Lunge, take the sit bones lower, goddess pose. Lovely, take another breath here. Enjoy it, it'll be over soon. And then take the left elbow to the thigh and sweep the arm alongside your ear. Great. Reach the fingertips forwards as you come over to the other side. Right elbow to the thigh, left arm alongside your ear. Breathe into both sides of the body, nice and long, spacious. Great. And then spin onto the back foot, hands to the floor, and step back to downward facing dog. You can drop to the knees if you need a little break. Just rest back into child's pose. Take a breath, steady the breath wherever you are, down dog or child. And then looking forwards, step the right foot forwards. Hug the legs towards each other as you come up into Anjali-asana. Can you lift the inner thigh of that left leg and then lunge a little deeper? Begin to tone the belly back, the lower ribs drawing in so that you're pressing into that back heel. Lovely. My hip flexors are a little tight, which means it's really difficult for me to lift the back thigh away from the floor, but that's what we're going for. Sweep the arms behind you to interlink and lift through the chest. Great. Steady the breath. Lovely. Lunge a little deeper. Great, stay there for another breath while I swap sides, just having a sneaky break. Great, so we're here. Sweep the arms up and then begin to open into Virabhadrasana 2. So the left foot now is parallel to the edge of the mat. You might want to line up heels or line up the front heel with the arch of the left foot. You're pressing from the pelvis into both feet. Super steady. Lengthening the tailbone to make sure you're not sticking your bum out. Begin to tone the belly. Hug that right thigh underneath. And enjoy Warrior 2. Lunge a little deeper. See if you can keep this contact with the back leg. It's what gives you the strength and the courage. One more breath here. Open the chest. As you exhale, take the elbow to the thigh and sweep the left arm this side. Don't worry if you're on a different side. I might have confused you. Do the opposite side. See if you can press from the left foot and feel that energy draw all the way to the fingertips. Lovely. And then get a sense of lengthening the right side of the waist as you tone the belly. Begin to hug in from the feet into the pelvis. Ready for when your next inhale comes, sweep the right arm alongside your ear. Strong and steady. Stay here if you need to. Have a go. Shoulder blades drawing back. Super strong. Take another breath. And then when you're ready, inhale back up to Virabhadrasana 2. Thank goodness for Warrior 2. And then begin to turn the left heel in. So you're back into goddess pose. Hug into the midline. So you're drawing energy into the core of your pelvis. So you're not just hanging out completely into the quad muscles, lengthening the tailbone. So you're trying to open the front of the pelvis. This will take a little time, so be patient. Be where you are. Steady the breath. And then take the right elbow to the right knee. I'm mirroring you now. And sweep the left fingertips to reach as the arms alongside your ear. See if you can keep the weight steady in between. Did you see I sneaked over to the side? And then reach forward and take that to the other side. Elbow pressing into the thigh, opening through both sides of the body, side body long. Great. And then turn onto the back foot and take the fingertips down, press back, downward facing dog. Take a break in child if you need to, or rest in downward facing dog. Steady the breath. See if you can find that steady, smooth inhale, exhale, just like we did seated at the beginning. Take another full round of inhale, exhale. And then look forward, step the right foot forwards and walk the hands round to the front, turning the feet parallel in a wide-legged forward fold. So hug the legs towards each other and you'll feel the inner thighs activate. So you're not just hanging out into the hamstrings and the backs of the knees here. You might have your knees slightly bent, but as you hug the legs in towards each other, you're activating all of the muscles of your legs. And then from there, see if you can get a lengthening from the sides of your body, the spine releasing, the head releasing to the floor. Slide the fingertips underneath the legs as if you're reaching through. And take a steady breath. And then bring the hands underneath the shoulders again and walk the hands to the left. You might be able to grab the shin, it might be the toes, the ankle. And now press the right sit bone back. So the legs are staying steady and even and square as you twist towards the left. You might find that you can take the left fingertips forwards and look out underneath the armpit. Take another breath. And then unravel, slide the hands back towards the ankle and then sweep the hands all the way over to the other side. Hands to the ankle or shin. Pressing back through both sit bones evenly. Great, and you might find that you can slide the right fingertips forwards and look out underneath the armpit. Take another breath. And then hands underneath the shoulders. Great, walking the hands all the way back to the front of your mat. And step back to downward facing dog. Take 3 steady breaths in down dog. Finding once again the steadiness of the breath. And then look towards your hands and step the right foot forwards, drop the left knee down. And this is a good point if you've got a brick, to just grab a brick or 2 bricks or 3 as you lunge deeply into dragon or lizard pose. So you might be able to bring forearms onto the brick. You might be able to take the forearms to the floor, hugging the right knee towards the body, but you can turn the toes out so that the knee and the toes are in line. If that's too strong, then just stay up on the fingertips, drawing the collarbones forwards. And just allowing a sense of opening in the pelvis, tension out of the neck. Approaching it with steadiness and patience. And see if you can keep all of that space in the side of your body that you've been cultivating. One more breath here. And then begin to press into the forearms or the fingers, taking the pelvis back. And then wriggle the right foot into the center, in between your hands. And then roll onto the side of that right foot. And as you take the pelvis back down again, letting it get heavy and come forwards into a lunge, you're coming into a sort of high pigeon. So this will shift the attention to the right hip around the gluteal muscles. Keep this right foot pressing the edge into the floor. If you find that your knee is up by your armpit, you're not quite getting it, you can shuffle that right foot further towards the left hand, the left wrist. And then see if you can settle into it. So squeeze the hips together, and that draws the right hip and the knee backwards slightly so that you can lift the collarbones and keep the side body long. Take a few breaths here. It's quite intense. You can take the hands to the floor. If you're more flexible than I am, you might even be able to come down and rest forearms onto the block. No, I can't do that just yet. Take another breath here. And then when you're ready, slide the hips back and the right hip, the right foot can come out to the side, back onto your knees. And then just press back into an extended child's pose. When you're ready, pressing into the hands, coming up to downward facing dog. And we'll take that to the other side. So look towards your hands, step the left foot forwards, drop the right knee down. And then find your way into dragon or lizard pose. So you can turn the toes out 45 degrees if that's the trajectory of the knee. If it feels fine on your hips to keep that close into the body and forwards, then you can do that. So find what works for you so that you can begin to release into it. You might find forearms come onto a brick. You want to see if you can keep this heel down, the left heel down. So you can take the foot further forwards, that opens the angle at the knee. So that can be more comfortable and a bit safer if you do have a history of knee issues. So find where you need to be so that you can begin to release into the pose, allowing the body to open without tension, finding that edge of effort and ease. You might find that you're up on the fingertips, chest forward, side body long. Just breathe. One more breath here. And then coming back a little, starting to wriggle the left foot towards the center, or it might come a little further towards the right hand. See where you need to be. So for me, being in the center is better on this side. So you're pressing the edge of the left foot into the floor, in between your hands, and letting that knee drop out to the side. The toes of the left foot are drawing back, so you're still active in that foot. And you're allowing the pelvis to release. You'll feel something happening in the left glute. And if this isn't right for you, then come onto your back and do thread the needle pose, or just sit back in child and take a few breaths. See if you can keep tension out of your neck, steadying the breath. Take another breath here. And then taking the hips back. This time, instead of child's pose, you're going to come up into a lunge, come up onto the toes of the back foot, press into the back foot and step forwards, keeping the knees really deeply bent. Begin to come up into chair pose and then cross the elbows right underneath left and coming into eagle arms, Garudasana. Now you can stay here, or we can take the left knee and cross it over the right, staying deeply bent in the hip, in the knee, hugging the shins into the midline, Garudasana. Can you begin to lift the torso and look up? Can you extend the elbows away from you? Hugging into the midline, steady the breath. Garudasana. Squeeze into the middle. One more breath here. Then unravel the arms, sweep them alongside your ears. Unravel the legs, come back into chair pose. Center yourself here. And then bring the arms down in to link the elbows the other way. For me, left underneath. Right, squeeze together, stay low in the hips, low in the knees, cross the right over the left. And then squeeze the shins together, squeeze the thighs together. You might be able to hook the foot behind the ankle. I can't do that, but I'm close. And then steady the breath. Can you look up? Lift the elbows, squeezing into the center, Garudasana. If that's not working for you, you can keep the toes on the floor, or you can stay in chair and just have Garudasana arms, eagle arms. Let's take another breath. And then unravel, arms alongside your ears, step back into chair pose. And then begin to fold, straightening the legs and come into Uttanasana, forward fold. Soft knees. See if you can get a sense of the spine lengthening right from the base of your pelvis to the crown of the head. Let gravity lengthen the body. Feel the rise and fall of your belly against the thighs with your breath. And then bend the knees and come down to the mat. Well done. Straighten the left leg. Get really tall through the torso. Again, lengthening through the side body. Step the right foot over the left knee and hug into the middle. And if you're really tight in the hip or you've got some issues around that hip, stay there. And you can just work with lifting the chest, the belly towards the thigh and hugging that knee in. That's enough. Otherwise, you're going to begin to twist towards the right. So hug the knee with the left arm. Take the right fingertips behind the pelvis. Press into those fingertips to lift the spine. Long through the side body and begin to twist to the right. And take 5 steady breaths. Allowing the neck to stay released. You can take it deeper if you want to. For your last breath here. And then on an inhale, unravel back to the center. Lift that right knee to uncross it. And then slide the foot out. And just walk on the sit bones to even yourself back up. Grounding through both sit bones. And just take a moment here with both legs straight. Toes back, pressing through the heels. Thighs pressing into the floor. Fingertips either side of your pelvis and just lift long through the sides of the body, Dandasana. You might be able to press the palms into the earth and root the hands. For me, that's not quite accessible, so I'm up on my fingertips. Choose what works for you. Make sure that the shoulders aren't hugging the ears, so the chest is forwards, neck long. Take another breath, staff pose. And then see if you can keep all of that lift as you bend the left knee in and step the foot over the right knee. You want to ground that left foot and see, can you keep the weight even between the left and the right sit bone? So this might be enough as you press into the fingertips and lengthen the body, or you're going to take it into a twist. Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fishes. So left fingertips come behind the sit bones. You're keeping the spine long and coming into the twist. Draw the belly back with the exhale to see if you can twist from the inside of your body. And stay here for another 4 breaths. You can take it deeper if you've got the space available to press the elbow into the thigh, or stay hugging that thigh in. Tension coming out of the neck. Close the eyes, really focus on the sensations of this deep twist. And on your next inhale, unravel back to the center. Straighten that leg out again, just rock the pelvis, feel left and right balance. Take the fingertips behind your hips once more, lift the chest, pressing the thighs into the earth. And then see if you've got the space to begin to hinge at the hips, take the chest forwards. Now, that might be enough for you because we don't want to lose the length in the spine and curl in. You want to keep the chest lifted. If you find you can start to take the hands forwards, you might take the hands to the shins. See how the spine stays long and the collarbones open. You don't want to start to collapse. If you're a little more flexible, you might be able to keep all of that length and reach towards the feet. And then wherever you are, begin to relax the head, relax the neck. See if you can keep space through the torso. And take a couple of really deep, steady breaths. Close the eyes, focusing on the sensations. And then as you come up, slide the hands under the knees to bring them in and come and roll onto your back. Keep the knees in. Take the left foot to the floor and see if you can take the hand to the outside of the right foot. So the arm crosses in front of your shin and you just grab hold of the outside of the right foot. And then see if you can rock onto the right side of your pelvis and bring the knee towards the armpit, the sole of the foot towards the ceiling. Opening through the front of the pelvis, left side of your body can relax. You could even roll onto the outside of the left foot and let the left knee flop out. For me, it's better to stay grounded through the left foot. Half happy baby. Another breath. And then roll back so you're grounded on both sides of the pelvis. And once more, even here, see, can you straighten the leg a little and then draw the knee towards the armpit? You might be able to take the right hand up to join it. Draw the knee towards the armpit. You can rest the right elbow on the front of the shin. But you're square on the pelvis, so you don't tip too much onto the left here. And then straighten it and release it. Just straighten the right leg and reach the arms overhead and see if you can lengthen that whole right side before you come back to center. Right foot planted and take that to the other side. So come and grab the outside of the left foot. Relax the right arm. And you can roll onto the left side of your pelvis a little as you draw the knee towards the floor, sole of the foot towards the ceiling. And take a few steady breaths. Close the eyes. And then begin to rock back so the pelvis is square on the floor. And you might be able to take both hands to the foot. You can straighten it a little. And then see from here, can you draw it down? So this is much more difficult on this side for me. So just take it to where you can. Sole of the foot still facing the ceiling. Take a few breaths here. And then release, begin to straighten that leg if you can, keep hold of it. And then start to draw that left foot down towards the mat, reaching through the left side of the body, fingertips to the foot. Lengthen the left side. And then release the arms, bring that foot back in. And you can come into Supta Baddha Konasana, so that's soles of the feet together as the knees flop out wide. Roll the shoulder blades under, let the arms relax out to the sides. And begin to let the body settle into the floor. Let go of your breath. If the low back is a little tweaky, try pressing the feet together, tilting the pelvis, and then relax and see if you can let go a little more. And begin to settle, starting to soften the body. And stay in Supta Baddha Konasana as you let the weight of your body release into the earth for another 3 breaths. And when you're ready, you can start to open into Shavasana or find a bolster for your knees. So when you're ready to transition at the end of your 3 breaths, find the best pose for Shavasana for final relaxation. So in full Shavasana with the feet wide, the toes flopping out. And just let go. Find support for your knees if you need to for your back. Letting go. Feel the jaw soften, the tongue soften. The belly soften. Begin to draw the breath deeper into the body. Aware of all of that spaciousness in the torso and the sides of the body. Bringing some movement back into the fingers and toes, hugging the knees in. Keeping your eyes closed, just take your time to come onto your side. pause there. And then pressing up into seated, hands together in front of your heart. And with great love and with gratitude, namaste. See you next time.